If you have a Mac, you are able to use the Preview application, which is free to all Mac users, and it does have the ability to edit PDFs. And you are able to highlight, add new text, reorganize pages, have some form fields that you can edit, annotate, redact text, and so on. However, you will notice in this video that there's some limitation with this application. It's more like an annotator. You can change things on top of the PDF. However, you're not able to edit the current text or current elements in the PDF. Right-click on your file, go to Preview Application, and it will open your PDF. Then you can resize the window and use your trackpad to zoom out or zoom in onto your PDF. On the left, you have thumbnails of all the pages in your PDF, and at the top, you also can zoom in and zoom out using the magnifier. If you want to view 2 pages at a time, you can go to View 2 pages, and now you will have facing pages. That means the first page will be single, but then the other pages would be double. You can also share your file by just clicking the shared icon at the top and then use the highlighter, selecting the color, and then once you click on the highlighter, you can highlight any text in your PDF. You can change the colors. There's only a few colors, but if you want to undo your highlight, you can double click on the highlighted word or just go over the highlight one more time to remove it. Under the highlighter icon, you have 2 other options, strike through and underline, and you can use it to strike through text and underline text in your PDF, but there's only one color. You can also rotate your page by clicking the icon at the top and rotate your page. What I find particularly frustrating is that the toolbar at the top and the icons are very hard to read and you can't instinctively tell what they do. And when you click on the markup tool, you have a sub option showing up on the left, and the only way to tell what they do is by briefly hovering over each, and so it's not very instinctive and it's very small and tiny. Now you can actually change the way the toolbar at the top is showing up by right-clicking on your toolbar and selecting icon and text so you can see the names of them. Now you can't do that for the icons on the left under the sub menu. However, I did a little cheat sheet for you here so you can see it clearly what each of them does. You can select section of your PDF and crop it this way by clicking the cropping option at the top, and it will ask you, are you sure? And even if you do it, you can always undo. You can redact text, and this is really helpful because you can actually remove very sensitive text. It tells you this text will be removed after you save the document. So while you're still working, you can hover over the redacted text and still see it. But once you close the document and open it again, you won't be able to see the redacted text. If you want to white out section of your PDF, you have to do a walk around. Basically, you create a rectangle that's going to be white fill and no border, place over your text or element you want to cover, and then just change the fill to white with the options at the top and then resize it to your needs. You can use the text icon to add new text and reposition it where you like. Now you can just start typing into the box and you can reposition the box, but there's no guides or rulers, so you just have to kind of eyeball it. You can customize the border of the text box by changing the color of the border and the fill, as well as you are able to customize your text. There's a large selection of fonts that you can pick from, and then you can change the color of the text itself, as well as resize it by using the arrows up and down, or you can just type in the size you want into the size box and make it italic, bold, etc., change the alignment. So there's a lot of customization options, and most likely you'll find something that's similar or exactly what you have in your current PDF. However, the main reason why we need to edit PDFs is to edit the current text in the PDF or edit the elements or remove the elements, and you're not able to do that with the Preview app. You can add things to it annotated, but you can't edit the existing text. Under the markup sub-menu, you have 2 different tools, Sketch and Draw, and they sound similar, but they do things differently. If you use the Sketch option, you can customize it by changing the border, the fill, but what the tool does is if you're trying to draw a rectangle and you're not doing a good job of it, the tool can fix it for you and make it a uniform shape. Now, if you use the Draw option, you don't have that opportunity, pretty much just stays as you draw it, but you can customize it in the usual manners. Both of the options allow you to take the shape you draw and then select it, reposition it. You can resize it by just dragging the corners of the shape to make it larger, and then you can copy and paste it as well. You can also add different shapes to your PDF by clicking the shape option, and then let's say if you have a star, you can change the number of arms the star has by just moving the green dot left or right, and then you can resize it easily as well and reposition. There are two unique options that you have under the shape tool. One is create an overlay. So you can create an overlay over a section of your PDF to emphasize only parts of it. Another unique tool is magnifier under shapes. You can position over parts of the PDF you want to emphasize, and then you can drag the blue dot out to make it larger, and then the green dot you can zoom in or zoom out on the text or element inside it. Now with links, you can actually preview them very quickly if you just hover over the right icon. It's like a quick look into the website that it's linking to, but you can't edit the links and you can't add new links. So that's a limitation for sure. Next to the markup tool, there's a form filing option. Once you select it, the tool should recognize all the form fields in your PDF. It didn't do the greatest job. It recognizes some of the fields in the wrong position, so I had to reposition. You can always type it in and then copy and paste and create another form field. But then sometimes it was also very sensitive, so when I tried to type into the box, it would just not work and it was selecting all the text in the PDF. So it didn't do the best job, but it's definitely an option. To add signature, click on the signature tool, and there are three different ways of doing so. One is with the trackpad, just drawing on a trackpad, saving it for future use, and then you can click on the signature and reposition and resize it. Another way to do it is basically with scanning your signature through a camera or sending it through your iPhone, iPad. You might need to fill out some radio buttons or checkboxes in your forms, and one way to do it is by creating a shape and using the shift to make the circle proportional, and then reposition it over the radio buttons, and then make a copy and paste over multiple. But it was a lot of work and it was very sensitive. I couldn't position it correctly. I had to let it go and then use my arrows to position it. It was a lot of work for something that should be so simple. Similarly, if you want to do check marks and X's, there's no one tool. You have to use the draw tool, and you want to make sure you have a border and no fill selected, and you can draw over your check boxes or radio buttons or what have you. You can make a copy of one so you don't have to redraw them so that you look uniform. And then if you have X, basically it's made up of two different lines, and if you want to move them, you have to make sure you select both lines. So you click shift, select, make a copy. But it was just cumbersome and way too much work for something simple like that. There is no one tool to create watermarks, but you can go around it by creating a text box and then make the text large, then rotate it with your trackpad. And then it didn't work 100% because even if I tried to make the text transparent, it was still overlaying the other elements and text. You can actually organize the pages on the left with the thumbnails very easily by just dragging one page over, and then if you select the page, you can click delete to remove it, and you can insert blank pages and different files. So actually you can combine files in preview very easily. So you can just go to edit, insert, and file and select the other file, or you can actually drag it into the thumbnails and that will work as well. Adding new images to your PDF, it's way too complicated. You have to find the image that you want, open it, now select all, Command A, make a copy, then take that copy, cut it, go to your PDF, find the place where you want to paste it and paste it, and then you can resize it to fit your needs. Now, if you want to rotate it, the rotation option does not work. It will rotate the whole page. So there's way too many steps for such a simple task. And you can definitely remove or edit the current images in your PDF. Now, there are three very useful things you can do in preview with your PDF. One, you can export your PDF and save each of the pages as images, and you can set the resolution, etc. You can also add protection to your PDF by creating a password. And finally, another very cool thing is you can actually go to File, revert to last open or browse through all the versions of editing process that you went through and go back to whichever version you like the best. So thanks so much for watching.